Come on in. Welcome to Conversation Matters. How can I help you? Yes, I do have a certified conversationalist in right now. Do you have a prescription for a conversation? Thank you. All right. Gambling addiction? Absolutely. I can get you in with someone right away. Give me just a moment. Okay, here, take your prescription and go through that door. I've let him know that you're here, and he's ready for you.
Come in. I'm sorry, I can't speak much louder than what I am right now because I have a case of laryngitis. Is that okay? I just don't want to do my duty and work with you this week, but I'm going to ask to whisper very quietly if I am going to help you. Is that okay? Okay. Do you have your prescription? Let me see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yes. No. Why would you be embarrassed? Gambling is a very serious addiction. I actually consider it worse than drug or alcohol addiction in many ways. And I'll tell you why. And this is strictly my opinion. I'm not a medical professional. Your health is affected by alcohol and drugs. And as you hit rock bottom, your health plays a part in you coming to grips with your addiction. You realize, because of physical and mental weakness from drugs and alcohol, that you're reaching that rock bottom. So there's that element added to the financial strain of alcohol and drug dependency. Missing work, spending too much money on drugs. So there's a lot of elements in those addictions that make it, kind of easier to recognize in yourself. The problem with gambling addiction, it's just as bad. There is no physical or mental true addiction to it. Yes, you might be addicted to the adrenaline rush of the win, the juice as they call it. You get all juiced up from the dopamine and the adrenaline and everything that just rushes through your body when you have a big gambling win. And your body has some chemical reactions, but it's not the same as a true addiction. It's a psychological addiction that, the next win is just around the corner. That euphoric feeling of success from making the right bet, picking the right numbers, pulling that lever and getting the right combination on the slot machine. It's a tremendous rush of energy. And your body does release chemicals, but it's not the same as a drug or alcohol addiction. Now, as I said, I'm not a medical professional, and some might argue that it is exactly the same. But I like to think it's more of a psychological thing. Like a runner might be addicted to running, but he's not truly addicted to it just because he gets a rush of endorphins from, the pain and the anguish of running and, the endurance and pushing his body so hard. I think, and I could be speaking out of turn because, like I said, I'm not an expert on the medical side of it. But I've seen, now this is why I think gambling is so bad. I've seen it destroy families financially. I've seen it wreck homes, cause divorces, cause separations, cause people to fight and get hurt. You end up owing people money. It turns you, a normal law-abiding citizen that has no intention of breaking the law, into a criminal. And it does. They'll steal from their own family. They'll steal from people that they've borrowed money from to gamble. they can't make up the funds. And it's beyond human reasoning that someone would put themselves in that kind of position over the rush of winning a few dollars. Now, I know you can win the big one. There's always the big one, the big lottery, the big pull of the lever, and that one big roll of the dice. And then all of your problems are answered. But even when somebody who's a religious gambler wins a very, very substantial big win, it's almost like the next day they're gambling again. You'd think they'd be sitting back on their winnings, relaxing, enjoying the rush from the win, but no, they're gambling away their winnings almost as fast as they get them. We used to make fun of a friend of mine and it was not nice that we did it. But we were just trying to get through to him. He had this system for gambling with slot machines, and he used to tell us his system. He read all the books. He knew all of the tricks, and he knew how to stake out the right machines. He knew how to read the room. You know, a guy's plugging in the machine, a bunch of, coins or whatever, tokens, and then he gets up to leave. That's the machine that's hot now because it's, he's primed that one. He's primed that pump. We used to call pulling that lever priming the pump. You gotta prime that pump. You gotta plug a couple $100 in it to prime that pump. And I know he's right, because sometimes a person will put, a couple $100 in a machine and it won't pay off, and they get frustrated and leave. The very next person walks up, sticks one coin in, pulls the lever, and boom, that was the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And the poor guy is left seeing that his win was $1 away. These kind of things play on the human mind beyond belief. And you don't recognize that you're being played. There's only one person that wins when you gamble, and that's the house. Have you ever heard that? The house always wins. They don't lie. Gambling institutions do not hide the truth. They come right out and tell you that, to keep the lights on, to keep these machines going, they have to win a percentage of the take. They're the only ones that really profit from you gambling. It's not hidden knowledge. It's not arcane knowledge that only I know, and I'm telling you for the first time. They don't have gold-plated faucets and toilet seat covers and beautiful art and ice-cold air conditioning and big, large buffets and free drinks at casinos because they like you. They're doing all that because they can afford to extend those courtesies to you because you have made them very, very wealthy. I went into a casino. I've only been in one casino. This is weird. As old as I am, I've only been in one, real life Vegas style casino, and I was only in it for literally 10 minutes. I was in Louisiana, and it was before Hurricane Katrina, so I don't know if this casino is still there. But they had a casino downtown New Orleans, and my wife and I went in there with $20, and she wanted to play the slots for fun and just to say she did it. And I had to. It was a real hot day. It's very warm, in Louisiana, even in March around Mardi Gras. And I was very hot, so I said, I'm going to wash my face off in the bathroom, go to the bathroom, and then I'll meet you, and we'll leave. So she went to go play the slot machine, whatever, and I went to go to the bathroom. I really don't have an interest in gambling, which it's, I have this attitude, but I also don't have an interest in it. So it's like, am I really fair to talk about it? Well, maybe at least I'm open-minded about it. There are reasons I don't like it, and I have gambled. I go into the bathroom, and it's so ornate, and there's music playing, and the ceiling is painted like a Venetian relief on a Roman Catholic church from the Renaissance. And the ceilings, I look up and there's constellations and stars shooting across, like little light stars flying, zipping across the sky inside this casino. And it's like a astronomer's dream, this beautiful, ornate star system and constellation on the ceiling. And the bathroom sinks look like they're gold-plated, and even the toilets look gold-plated, and marble sink counters and automatic sinks, which were a big deal back then, because, this is like probably almost 20 years ago or so. And I'm just sitting there, and I look around and I go, my God, this is a temple to money. This is the church of money. It reminded me of a cathedral, a religious Christian cathedral, an ornate church. But it was for the purpose of worshiping money, not worshiping God or a creator of the universe, more the creator of money. And I hope that doesn't seem like I'm making light of it. It was a very pivotal moment in my life where I was shocked at it. I was shocked by how grand and ornate and beautiful and clean, and they had attendants, and they had, a towel boy handing you a towel when you washed your hands. I was taken back as a tourist and thought, wow, this is some experience. And I went out and I saw the women all lined up, all these older ladies, probably retirees or, people that probably had extra income at this point in their life. And they were just swiping these cards. I didn't know how even that worked back then. They were swiping cards, not putting coins in. Now, you could put coins in, or you could just use like a debit card or like these cash cards. And I was like really confused. And we just got some coins out of a machine and just shoved them in there. And we won like $1.50 with a $20 bill. And I said, well, there's your answer. We won $1.50 on a $20 bill. So we lost $18.50 to win $1.50, and it was fun. I got to push the button. I got to see how you can make a bet. You can bet 3 quarters or 4 quarters. So it is cool how they do it. They do make the games very interesting and very exciting, and it's a neat thing to see. And I do think everybody should try gambling and understand it. I don't think you should, if you don't want to gamble with your own money, you should at least go and observe and see how it works. And the reason I say this is I think you should know your enemy. You should know what you're dealing with, because when people say things like, I can't get over it, I can't stop gambling, I'm stuck, I don't know how to stop. They're not joking. You go into this beautiful casino, and they're all nice, even the cheaper ones. And they've got drinks and food, and it smells clean, and the bathrooms are immaculate, and everything is wiped down and clean and new looking and beautiful, and everybody's polite, and everybody is helpful, and everybody is caring and worried about your needs and checking up on you and making sure everything's okay. It's a very pleasing environment, and the games are so state-of-the-art. They're not silly little mechanical coin-operated machines. You stick a penny or a quarter in and pull the lever. They're these high-tech video games that really cater to people's desires and cater to people's interests. And they're based on famous movies and characters and things like that, and it's easy to see how people get wrapped up in them. Kids get stuck on video games and want to play. I saw a study, I just read up on it, person's job. They got to go buy the lottery tickets, and you're buying the Super Lotto or whatever for the $1 million payout. And then when the jackpot gets real big, maybe everybody throws an extra 5 in, so we have more chances to win. And once in a while, believe it or not, we would actually hit for $50, $100, and when we did build up a little bit of money like that, we would have like a little pizza party with the gang, or order food out, and everybody'd have a good time, So it was like a little fun thing we did as a crew. There was about 7 of us involved, and it was just something, to be honest, to pass the time. I don't think anybody ever thought they were going to win $1 million, but I have to admit, it was nice to sit once in a while when we're having a bad day or things were just not going our way. We would sit around and daydream about, oh boy, if we win, I'm going to get a new car, I'm going to pay off my bills, I won't come here to work anymore. And it was, something that, there's nothing wrong with pipe dreams and hoping someday you can win, but you have to be realistic too and realize that the odds are against you, and you better not quit your day job. Well, anyway, I had a friend at work, and he had this system. I brought him up earlier. He had a system for everything. He would read some books and figure out all the little tricks and all the, because it's all out there. If it was so easy to win, that guy wouldn't be writing books. He would be winning the lottery. Well, I think the guy that wrote the book, How to Beat the Lottery, was the guy that actually won the lottery because he got paid from everybody buying his book. And he had a system for the 3-digit daily lottery. And I can remember he roped me into it. He said, "Come on, Mike, you can do this." So we started betting. I don't know, I bought $10 worth of 3-digit numbers, and we boxed them, or we did it $1 here and $1 there. So backwards or forwards, if the number came out, I got like $100, and then I played $1 straight and all this stuff. I don't know. He set up the ticket, and I just played it. I said, okay, well, I'll try it. Sure as hell, I won. I got a number straight, and I had it boxed, and I won $600 and something off like a $2 bet, which was like a $12 bet total for the day. See, that's where the trick is. I spent $1 and I won $500 on lottery. Well, actually, how much did you spend that day? Because I spent like $12. And you say, well, still $12. But there's 2 drawings. There's a drawing in the afternoon and the evening, so you want to play both because your number might come out and you don't want to miss it. So now that $12 turns into $24 a day. I multiply that times the 6 days a week they pull the Ohio lottery. And you got to do that. And you start falling behind on your bills and groceries and everything, because now you're spending like basically a car payment a month. I can't even do the math. Let me do it here. So that's $24 a day times 5, which you might think is easy, but I'm old and my brain doesn't work anymore. That's $120 a week. That's no big deal because we're making a lot of money, yeah. But if you multiply that, that's 5 days a week. So if you add another 24, that's actually 144 if you play Saturday. Okay, so that's 6 days a week. You're spending about $140, $150 on lottery tickets times 4 for a month. That's $576 a month. I could be driving around a brand new Cadillac for that kind of money. $576, almost $600 a month on lottery tickets. And you might hit. Well, here's where it gets funny. Well, now that you're a big winner, Mike, you gotta play the lottery. So we're gonna play these tickets, and we're gonna play them every day, and we're gonna play multiple dollars on this one number because it's hot. So I'm playing, and I'm not winning. And I go, hey, I'm not winning. I like sunk $200 or $300 into this lottery, and I haven't won a dime. I know. So my friend's little system starts falling apart. We talked on the phone a couple times. I'm like, I think I'm just going to quit doing this. This is ridiculous. Like, this is like, I got So what I did was I quit playing all the other numbers, and I just played this 214, and I cut it back where I was only putting like $6 or $8 a drawing on just this number. And I was doing it for the week. So I would just buy the tickets at the beginning of the week, and I'm like, wow, when you do it that way, you see how much money you're laying out to do it for a week, and you're like, that's how the lottery works. I'm like, this is ridiculous. If I don't hit this week, I'm done with this. So I played, and I'm like, I'm losing money. This is so freaking ridiculously stupid. I'm just about ready to quit, and here's the funny part. He's telling me not to quit because it's going to come out. That number came out on a midday drawing, and I won I think it was like $3,600 on a 3-digit number because I played multiple tickets on just one number. $500 a draw, and I think I had $6 plus the box and this and that. I'm like, oh my God, I hit, and they're going to pay me this money. I go to work and find out my buddy, he quit like 2 weeks ago. But he was so addicted to gambling, he was begging me to keep playing because he quit playing it. He didn't have any money on it. He never won. I'm like, I couldn't believe what happened. I was happy. I got most of my money back or more. I had a little chunk of cash. I said, I'm done. I'm never betting another dime rest of my life. This is the most ridiculous crap I went through. He's telling me, well, 517 and 714. And I'm like, if I keep doing this, I'll be doing this the rest of my freaking life. And you know what? I actually know somebody who did just that for the rest of their life. After I got done admonishing my friend, you quit 2 weeks ago, you didn't even tell me. I realized when it comes to gambling, you'll lie, you'll cheat, you'll steal, you'll deceive your friends. You'll do anything to get that rush of the gambling juice. And I thought, I don't want to go down this road. This guy's been divorced 3 times. He's living in a shack right now because he's lost his house. He's driving around a crappy car. He's hoping it holds together for another year. And he's making really good money. And the reason he doesn't have anything is because he goes down and he spends that money on gambling. And then he's broke till next payday. And when he hits big, instead of paying off his debts and getting ahead, he goes down, takes that winnings and goes down to the casino and plugs it into a machine and primes that pump and puts $400 or $500 into that slot machine just to get it going. Well, there's your winnings. There's your winner chicken dinner. The only guy eating chicken dinner for free is the guy who owns the casino. And he's eating it off of your back and your hard work. Now, I knew somebody, and I'm going to finish it with this, who gambled literally till the day they died. I went to visit a relative, and they played the 3-digit religiously. They loved the 3-digit lottery. And they had cancer, and I went to visit them, and it just so happened the day I went to see them was the last day that person spoke on this earth. They took a minor stroke that evening, and the cancer then finally, in the stroke between the two things, finished the person off about 3 or 4 days after this conversation. We were sitting there, and I actually filmed it, and I have it on film. And I'm watching the film, and they go, and we were all talking, and the person goes, I know, they somehow got on the lottery and said, yeah, I went down, I played whatever, my numbers, and 2, 3, 4 came out, and I had 1, 3, 4. I was that close, and I thought, you're dying, and I don't want you to think I'm being cold or rude here. I'm visiting my relative that's dying, and maybe a little bit of gambling on the 3-digit was what made them happy at the end, and I won't begrudge them that. But with the last moments on snapping their fingers and wringing their hands and angry that they were one number off. Just that one more time if I would have won. And I'm thinking, if you would have won $500, it wasn't going to change anything, but it might have made you happy. And I thought, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to see this. I never really realized how bad a grip gambling had on someone until I saw it in my own family. I saw it in the mirror when I saw myself throwing $100 or $200 away on a stupid lottery number when my kids needed lunch money and my wife needed gas in the car to take them to school. And I want you to think about that. And it's so insidious. Gambling is so insidious because you don't get sick. It doesn't rot your teeth out. It doesn't make you late for work. In fact, you better get up and get to work on time. Because you need to keep working, because you got to pay the bookie. You got to pay the man. You got to pay the lady. And if you don't go to work, you're not going to be able to play the numbers tonight. And it's so insidious. I've seen people turn themselves into a workaholic, and they're living out of a cardboard box. They're making more money than me, and they got nothing to show for it. They don't know where their kids are. They don't know where their wife is. They don't know where their husband is, whatever the case may be. And it's not funny. It's sad. And I don't want to see anybody go down that road, let alone you. So if you think you have a problem with gambling addiction, you need to get on the phone and call one of the 800 help numbers for gambling addiction, and you need to get yourself involved in a support group to get off of it, get away from it. And if you're not that addicted that you think you can stop, stop. Stop buying those tickets. Stop going to the casino. Stop playing those slots. Don't act like playing the lottery is not a big deal. It's just a couple dollars a day. If you can't handle it, if you don't have the disposable income to do it, if it's affecting your relationships and your job and your life, don't do it. Stop for a day. Stop for a day, and I bet your number won't come out that day. That's a bet I'll take. And I'm willing to bet anybody on it. And forgive me if that's your dream to hit the lottery, and that's what keeps you going at your menial day-to-day job. And I'm hurting your feelings by taking that one little thing away from you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt you, but I'm just telling you the reality of it. Add up what you spend at the end of the month on that pipe dream, and what could you do with that money instead? Make a list of all the things you could do with that money. Even if it's $20 a month, that's a couple movie tickets and maybe a box of popcorn at a matinee for you and a friend or a loved one. And I assure you, you're going to have better memories with that $20 spent that way than knowing you lost again. It's a bet I'm willing to take, okay? All right. Well, our session's about over today. I hope it helped, and I hope you liked me whispering for a change, and I hope I get over this laryngitis soon. If you liked me whispering instead of the soft-spoken version I normally do, please let me know. I'm always experimenting and trying new things to see what is pleasing and aesthetically nice for you. Because at the end of the day, you are what matters. And I'd like your feedback, so don't be afraid to let me know which you prefer. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again next week, where we tackle another viewer request. conversation matters. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for ASMR TirarADeguello. Remember to stay tuned for the next episode, coming soon. When you have a moment, please take the time to rate and review this podcast. If you are interested in additional ASMR content, you may view our library of videos at youtube.com/TirarADeguello. The theme song, Atlantis, is by Jason Shaw of audionautics.com and is used by permission. Correspondence, including questions or requests, may be sent to TirarADeguello@gmail.com. On behalf of Dr. Andrew Michaels, thank you.